Big round of applause for Kevin, LG Ads. Take it away, my friend.
All right. Morning. How's everyone doing? Second day, piano bar. The excitement is palpable. Who's ready to listen to a sales guy? Right? Shame on you. You're all lying to me already. All right, guys. First off, thank you very much for having me here. Excited to talk to you a little bit about LG Ad Solutions. Right? You guys might not understand the first part, LG. Everyone knows that brand. You're probably like, what the hell is the Ad Solutions part? And by the way, John, ours is the sign that fell, so I hope that's not a sign of things to come with this presentation. It's back there now. It's back there. All right, good. So we're good. LG Ads, we're a data and advertising platform, right? I'm sure everyone here has a TV. Yes? Does anyone have cable? Congratulations, you're in the minority, right? We're all about the data and advertising within our TV ecosystem, right? As more and more people are changing in the way that they're watching and consuming content, we're kind of the home screen for the living room. So that's what I'm going to walk you guys through. The title of our presentation, right? Going beyond linear. Oops, sorry. Going beyond linear to reach your next QSR customer, right? Got it. All right. So here's what we're going to do. If it's all right with you, I'm going to walk you through a recent study that we commissioned called The Big Shift, right? People are changing the way they're watching content. You guys are. We know this. I'm going to walk you through that quickly. Going to talk a little bit about our platform so you understand what we can do and hopefully how we could help some of your brands, some of your companies. How we can connect with your audiences, right? That's most important. We want to help solve your business issues, so how can we do that? I know everyone loves a good case study, so we'll do that, and then a couple final takeaways. That sound good? Again, you guys seem really excited, so am I. All right, so this is a study, right? We took a look at what is happening on our TVs and across the ecosystem, and I think this should not be a surprise to anyone, right? CTV is changing the landscape. People no longer just go to their cable box if you have one, right? I'd ask you guys, what's the first thing you do when you turn on your TV? Where are you going? Is it Netflix? Is it Hulu? Is it Amazon? Is it YouTube TV? Right? Everyone got sick of paying $200 for cable. Now you can do it a different way. We're seeing that across the general population and more specifically with your customers and your audiences, right? So they are reachable through CTV. Ad-supported, right? You have two options. Well, there used to be mostly subscription, right? Netflix used to be subscription. They changed that. Ad-supported has become more and more important, right? So the restaurant audiences are using ad-supported models, and they even prefer it, right? Because if you think of the experience when you're in a CTV platform, the ad load is less. It's a different little experience. You understand how long the commercial is or before your content's going to come back up. But they are shifting, right? I'd ask you guys, who has signed up for an app to watch one show and then got rid of it after it, right? Don't be shy. It's okay. I won't judge you. Well, I will, in the back. That happens, right? Game of Thrones, maybe people came in, got HBO, watched the show, couldn't see anything because it was so damn dark, and then they got rid of it after, right? But at the same time, so about a quarter of the people are doing that. At the same time, a quarter of people are now moving to the free advertising services. That's called a FAST channel. So all of the smart TV manufacturers, LG, our frenemies, now we're friends, Vizio back there, Samsung, we all have free TV services built into our TVs when you buy them out of the box, right? So this is a way for marketers to reach a new audience beyond linear, and I'm going to show you that a little bit. I know this is a little, CTV is cannibalizing linear, right? As more and more people cut the cord, linear is not even an option. And we know linear is important to a lot of brands in this room. We're not saying get rid of it. We're saying we can help complement it, right? Linear gives you mass reach, but as more and more people are harder to reach with linear, we can offer a solution to reach them beyond that, right? So people are watching less every year, and as they buy new TVs, they're finding out that all of the content that they want is built into the operating system of the TV of your choice, hopefully LG. More importantly, again, with CTV, ad loads are less. The ads are working. People are taking actions after it. So they're searching for a product. They're visiting a website. They're talking about a product, purchasing, and important for this room, obviously going to a store or going to web. And multi-screen, right? Everyone watches TV now with a device next to them. We know that's true. So that's hugely important for your business. We understand it, and we can help you find your consumers not only on the TV, but off on that other device as well, right? We're all multitasking all the time. So what the hell is LG Ad Solutions? Let me tell you. We're the media partner, right, for buying premium ad inventory enriched with our data. I'm going to try and keep the medium acronyms to a minimum, but has anyone heard of ACR data? Besides Vizio, you should, right? ACR is TV viewership data. It stands for Automatic Content Recognition. Basically, all of your smart TVs know what you're watching. Not in a super creepy way, right? We don't know it's Kevin's TV. We just know that my TV watches too much soccer, or proper football, for you soccer fans. It watches a little bit too much kids' YouTube because of my delicious nightmare daughter, Carson. Can't get her off that thing. It watches way too much Bravo because of my wife. Shame on you, Bravo fans. You know who you are. No judgment. Our TVs are capturing this data in real time all the time, right? It's anonymized, but we can help you reach your audiences if sports are important. More importantly, we understand if our TVs are seeing your linear commercials or maybe your competitors' ads. So think about that. Even if you don't buy linear, or it's not part of your strategy, you could use your competitors' ad dollars for your gain. So here's our scale, right? We have about 30 million TVs in the US, 130 million TVs globally. So if you have a global presence, we'd love to talk to you. At the same time, we have a device graph of about 250 million devices. So I mentioned that before. We know the IP address of all of our TVs, so we can target down to the zip code level. But we also know every device in that home and can find that device, regardless of manufacturer. So if you want to come to us and use our viewership data, but only reach people down funnel for an LTO offer or driving to an app or a loyalty program, not a problem. We'd love to talk to you. And these are some of the top brands that we worked with so far. So how do we connect with them, right? How can we help you guys reach your audience? I think it was Cece's yesterday who said yesterday, right? They used to target everyone 18 plus who loves pizza. It's pretty broad. I don't know anyone who doesn't love pizza, right? What we can do in the OEM world, the TV world, is use digital targeting across our TVs, right? We understand what your consumers are watching. This is very reflective across all categories, but they're cord cutting, right? We understand if a cable box is plugged in. So we know, hey, your linear schedule is just not going to reach these people because they don't have cable. We know they're moving more towards streaming. Barely anyone watches just linear anymore, right? They watch 7 hours or less, 65%. They're using a streaming app, and they're starting to use our operating system, right? This is a change we're also seeing. You used to have a lot of options. You could buy a Roku stick, an Amazon stick, whatever it is, it's plugged into the TV. No longer do you really need those because all of the content on those are built in. So you buy a new TV, all your apps are right there out of the gate. Apologies, yesterday we mentioned a segment, the stoner segment. I should have included that here. We didn't think of it, but next time I'm in California, we'll definitely have that. Knowing your business or what we understand about your brands and what you're trying to do, here's a couple recommendations of things that we could do to partner, right? A big thing we do is understanding TV optimization, reach, and frequency. So again, if you buy linear for your brands, we understand how many of our TVs are seeing your commercials, more importantly, how often they're seeing it. So we know heavy TV viewers see the majority of commercials out there. We can help suppress them and only target light TV viewers or viewers who have seen your ad 1 or 2 times, right? So we can help manage that frequency across your media mix. Another big piece is just understanding TVs or households that are not seeing any of your linear ads, right? So unexposed audiences is a big thing we're doing for marketers right now. Or if you don't buy linear, that's great, but your competitors do. You can use those dollars, you can use what they're doing against them, because we can measure and help conquest against your competitors. Certainly a tactic we're doing within this category a lot. Sports. I've heard this a lot. Sports is big for this audience or big for your consumers. We know that. We can give you football fans, proper football fans. Who's going to watch the World Cup? Right? That's going to be a huge global audience. We can give you those consumers after they're done watching a sporting event. Right? Our ACR is very malleable. Do you want to watch people who just watch the Jets? Maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't want to. But we can give you as broad or as narrow a target. Sorry, Jets fans. They're actually good this year. So we can mix and match sports. We can get playoff viewers, football fans, baseball fans. Doesn't matter. You tell us what's most important to your brand. Gaming. We know gaming aligns with a few of the brands in this room. If that's important to you, we should talk. Because we also know gaming can be a little bit dicey, right? The content can be questionable. We understand if a gaming console is plugged into our TVs. So on a broad level, if you want to reach our 10 million TVs that have an active game console, we can do that. We can also get down to the genre level, first-party shooter, sports games, or we could even get down to the title level. Because just like we understand if a commercial is being seen, we understand, like my son goes into Fortnite every weekend when I finally let him on his Xbox, we know if a TV is turning on and playing a specific game. So those are just some of the use cases of ACR. And then we also heard yesterday that Hispanic and multicultural is important to a lot of brands, right? So ACR allows us to understand if a TV is predominantly watching Spanish language networks, Spanish language apps. We even understand if they change the setting on their TV to Spanish language. It's not that big, but it could be part of the targeting strategy. And then we also can curate content across our inventory if you want to air in Spanish language only content. So that's the targeting, which I think is more important, but this is kind of the vehicle. This is the inventory that we have. This is where your 30-second, your 15-second ads could air. We have CTV video, which is kind of the hot button in media right now. I mentioned the fast channels, right? LG has one, Vizio has one, Samsung has one. These are free channels on our TVs. You buy the TV, come out of the box, it's an app. We have about 350 channels within LG channels. It's a linear experience. There are commercial breaks. We have that inventory. So this is where we do a lot of our reach extension. We also have inventory within our app partners. So they want to be on our platform. We say, no problem, give us some of your ad inventory. We're able to use that. We also have native ads. So I don't know if anyone has a newer LG or Samsung or Vizio. Oh, thank you. Shout out to the LG. When you turn on your TV now, there is real estate, that is ours, that allows for ad placements, right? So when you turn on your TV, this is a perfect brand awareness play. You want to reach somebody before they go into a non-ad environment, we have a solution for that. So our native ads live on the home screen, the content store, and as you navigate around. Predominantly, it's been media and entertainment brands taking advantage of this, but we're seeing more and more consumer brands, whether it's a brand launch, an LTO, big campaign coming up, it's a great awareness play. And then the cross-device I mentioned before. You want to come use our ACR data, but reach them down funnel, great. We welcome that. And then just a quick snapshot of some of the data we've seen so far for your type of consumers, right? Again, I mentioned that light, medium, heavy, really important because heavy TV viewers predominantly watch most of the commercials. So we can help you guys reach light TV viewers. We know networks that index well against your audience. And again, this is all based on your consumer. This is very generalized. We can get very specific with your brand based on your consumer. And then Hispanic. This mirrored what we saw in the other categories as well, but cutting the cord, heavy streamers, right? Watching less linear TV every year. And the bottom one is probably the most important stat. Watching a combination of Spanish and English TV content, right? We know the younger parts of the household, Spanish language households, watch both, when the older people watch a little bit more Spanish language content. So case study, we know everyone loves that. We worked with a national chicken chain to reduce their costs per store visit by 73%. For us, the big thing is the incremental reach, right? We were able to give this brand 2.3 incremental households. I heard this before. Incrementality is important, right? We understand the frequency, great conversion rate, and then good ad recall lift. So my final 3 takeaways for you: CTV can complement your linear strategy, right? We can help you extend your reach to audience you might be missing because they're harder to reach with linear. Work with your OEMs. Again, we love our Vizio friends back there. Most of the time we love them. We can all work together because if you think about it, I don't know anyone who has 2 TVs in their living room, right? So you're either a Samsung household, an LG household, Vizio household. We're talking about the main TV in the living room. That's where we can help optimize, use our TV data to help you guys reach your consumers. And then lastly, buy the audience, not the assumption. All right, I'm going to leave you with a nice little sizzle video. One more. That's it. I welcome your questions, your feedback, your praise.
Thanks, Kevin. That was great. You have a team here, right? You have another teammate here? Lauren. Hey, Lauren. Any questions for Kev before we let him go? Okay. None from the Vizio person? You know, you run the risk of getting a zinger from the Vizio person. I'm just kidding. Question here from Chris Green of Talon Outdoor.
Yes. Is the intention of the LG channels, your own content that you're serving through the app, is it essentially evolving to become almost like a disintermediation of what people are getting in sort of their live cable environment? So I saw you have CNN, you have The Office reruns, you have content that one might normally find on, let's say Comedy Central that they're getting through their basic cable subscription.
Right.
Are you ultimately going to end up competing for eyeballs in that environment?
I mean, I think we're just trying to give people a free option. We do have a lot of channels. It goes anything from CNN to the Baywatch channel, right? So there's a lot of variety in there. I don't think necessarily we're trying to take on cable to say, ooh, we want to steal all those people. But we know as people buy our TVs, they're not plugging in cable. They're getting rid of it.
Free and in an app.
Correct. And it's a linear experience, right? So there's a commercial pod. It's a lot less commercials than you get in linear. So if you go into a channel, it's not AVOD, it's not on demand. So you're catching the channel in real time. So we're trying to replicate the experience. I think more and more people are just, especially people love free shit, right? Can I say it? Like everyone loves free stuff. We're giving free TV content. They're still going to have their Hulus. Like we have no.
No, I don't mean Hulu.
Yeah.
But like if I'm of the age where I'm, in between sometimes I flip. Sometimes I'm just, trying to find something.
Yeah.
Obviously the younger generation is looking at it from the perspective of they're intentional with what they're going to do. The experience it seems like you're providing through your app is more similar to if you can get Shawshank Redemption that I can watch for the 371st time while I'm relaxing after the kids go to bed on a Friday night. I don't care if I'm getting it from that or from, Showtime.
Correct.
Right? The experience is the same. So I guess that's kind of where I was headed.
We're just, I think, again, I always ask you guys, like, are you loyal to your content provider, right? No one loved Time Warner Cable in New York. So if you can find your content, it really doesn't matter where. So the answer is kind of yes, right? Like, I think people are coming to LG channels. It's all about discovery right now, right? No one's seen a marketing campaign for LG channels because right now we're in the process of like, let's curate this so people are going to it, right? Obviously, we strategically placed it as the first app that when you turn on your TV, it's right there because we want you to go into it. But if you don't find your content, great. We just want you to come to our TVs and find the content that you want. So the answer, I think, is kind of yes and no. We're not saying, hey, we're going to replace CNN, but if we have a CNN option and your consumer experience, your behavior becomes, oh, I'm going to go check out LG channels first to see what's, you want to go watch the Baywatch channel? Any of you fans of Baywatch? Go ahead, right? Most likely, we know you're going to go to your favorite apps. Like on your phone, right? We all have 20 apps and we all go to 3. The same thing happens on our TV, right? We all know I said I wasn't going to do a lot of acronyms, but do we know FANG? Did I stump this room? Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, Google, right? Everyone goes there first. It's no different on our TVs. The question is, how can we complement that? Can we give you additional content that you're not finding somewhere else? Or is it an easier experience? Our ad load is lighter than maybe a CNN app, so maybe you enjoy that. So again, long-winded, I think yes and no.
Cool. We got a break. Jarrett, if you got a question, grab him afterwards. We've got a break. Great job. Thank you very much.
You,
We're going to go to
everyone.
coffee break.